So, Captain Genway here, just me today. I am going to be talking about something very personal today, but also it can be very triggering, and I want to put a trigger warning at the beginning of this video because I don't want anyone to be uncomfortable watching it, and I don't want it to trigger anybody into anything. This video includes the subject of body image issues and eating disorders, so I wanted you to know that up front. And if you choose not to watch this video, I completely understand. But I just wanted to let you know. So now that we're getting into the video, I've been kind of thinking about making this video for a while, but I didn't have the confidence to, I guess. And today it was brought on by a couple things, but one of them I was watching, there's this photographer that reacts to America's Next Top Model. And she's great. She's amazing. She nitpicks the photos. She really supports the models and kind of gets on the directors and producers and the judges panel for how mean they are to them and what they make them do. She's like, no, the photographer, the director is supposed to make these girls comfortable, not what you're doing. And I'm like, yes. Because, as somebody who is engaged to a photographer and as somebody who has modeled for many, many years, it is nice to have somebody on our side, man. I love watching her. It's great. But she reviewed an episode that I guess kind of triggered me a little bit, and it got me thinking about something that's been making me upset lately. I've been kind of mulling over this. So they did a photo shoot about model stereotypes, and a couple of those stereotypes included eating disorders and plastic surgery. And I was sitting here it takes a lot for me to be uncomfortable with something, and I'm uncomfortable. I was really not okay with the subject of eating disorders and plastic surgery and corrective surgery as something to glorify in a fashion shoot. I was not okay with this. And even if they were trying to bring awareness to it, that show's angle is fashion. That show's angle is couture. You don't take something like anorexia and make it couture, okay? I'm not cool with that. And again, it takes a lot for me to go okay, I'm actually uncomfortable with this when it comes to stuff like that. I'm also uncomfortable with horror movies, but that is not the subject of this video. So that got me thinking about something that's been bothering me, and it comes from being a dancer and in the dance world right now, but also, it happens in the gymnastics world. I see it a lot in the gymnastics world. It happens a lot in the music world. Honestly, if you want to be a lead singer or a female front man, they're very critical of what you look like, or a female anything in a band. Musical theater is another one. There are, sports of any kind, really. There are so many avenues where this is an issue. And it's the perpetuation of this iconic look that you need to achieve in order to insert whatever it is you want to be here. And I'm going to use dance as my biggest example because that's the world I'm in, but also it's the world I've been in my whole life. It's the one I understand the best. Ballet. Ballet is what people think about when they think about this. And modeling as well. I was just talking about modeling and I completely forgot about modeling. Yes, it's rampant in both dance and modeling. Two industries I've seen it just absolutely, what's the word? It's like a plague. It's just and this is the wrong year for me to use that example. I'm sorry. But it's like a plague. It's just spreading and it's just there. And you see it in ballet a lot where the perfect ballerina is super, super skinny, very long neck, very tall. And there's kind of this pressure that if you don't look like that, you have to work so much harder to get anywhere in the ballet field. Well, only because y'all set it up that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Y'all just set it up that way. And what I'm seeing is that kind of ideal. I'm seeing it where it really shouldn't be. And that's in dance studios, schools, places where there's children or, young adults that are growing into their craft, growing as a human being as well. And we're sitting here saying, oh, well, there's a certain thing you have to look like, and if you don't look like that, you better work. at looking like that. And it's like, you can't tell a 10-year-old girl that. You can't tell a 15-year-old boy that. You can't tell a 23-year-old person that. It doesn't matter what age, what gender you are. You can't be told, you don't look right, you have to look a certain way. Do you know how hard it is for someone to change the way that they look? That's just kind of really difficult to do. You can work hard at building muscle. You can work hard at, changing the body composition between like muscle and fat distribution. Absolutely, you can work hard at that. You can work hard at being more flexible, being stronger. You can't really change the way you look. Like, I can dye my hair red if you want. I can change that. But I can shave it. No. But you can work hard at that, but you can't work hard at changing how you look. Like, you have a frame. Your bones are shaped a certain way. You can't change that. You can't tell a dancer. I have actually had a dancer in my class who got told, "You're too short to be a ballerina." What the is she supposed to do about that? There was nothing she could have done about that. Yeah, she is a little shorter than most other ballerinas, but there's nothing in the ballerina handbook that says she can't be short. Or if there is, whoever wrote that is a jerk. She's one of the best dancers I've ever seen in my life. One of the most consistent, one of the most hardworking dancers I've ever seen in my life. And she got told, "You're too short." At some point she did get told, you're not the right size, you need to be skinnier. And I've heard this in dance studios, not just her, so many people. I've heard this in dance studios where they're like, you really need to slim up, you're looking a little thick. Or, wow, ballerinas are supposed to be skinny. You think he's gonna be able to lift you? You think you're gonna be able to be lifted when you're that heavy? I've heard these things said. Not okay with this. I'm not okay with this, and no one should be. No one should be okay with this. But it's so okay. It's one thing to be like blatantly told, but it's a whole other thing when it's subtle. That's the other thing. Oh, it's worse when it's subtle, in my opinion. It's so, okay, here's some examples of it being subtle that really piss me off. When you have two dancers and one of them is maybe a little thicker than the other, even if the one who's thicker is a much better dancer, you give all the good parts to the skinnier one. That's subtle, but it hurts. And they start drawing the conclusion. They start connecting the dots and going, oh my gosh, I think I'm not getting these roles because I'm fat. And then they say that to themselves, and then that just, it plants a seed. Costumes. How about costumes? Dance studios that don't, like dance teachers or studio owners that don't think about every single student that they have in that class before choosing a costume. Maybe you don't have 10 of the exact same like skinny framed dancer. Don't get a two-piece, please. Don't get a two-piece costume unless your entire class would look flattering in a two-piece costume. There is nothing wrong with a two-piece costume not looking flattering on somebody. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Don't get one especially if you have a dancer who's like larger chested. Those aren't supportive most of the time. Like, if you have a dancer that's larger chested, please get a costume that can hide a bra so that dancer can be supported, so that dancer can be comfortable. I'm sorry, that had nothing to do with this video, but I just had to throw that out there, okay? Think about the dancers that you have before you crush their self-esteem and put them in like a bikini bottom and a bikini top. Think about the dancers that you have. Think about whether or not you know for a fact if these dancers have body issues. If these dancers have body issues, think about that before that you choose their costume. Like personal body image issues. I don't care if they're like the skinniest thing ever or if they're like the beautiful curves or whatever. I don't care what they look like. If they have a body issue and you think even for a second that wearing a bikini on stage is going to make them uncomfortable, please don't buy them the bikini. Please get a costume everyone will be comfortable in. I promise you the judges won't care. I promise you the audience won't care. Okay? They will notice and they will care if a dancer looks uncomfortable. But that's such a subtle way of making a dancer feel like, oh, well, I don't look like everybody else and I look terrible. I was that dancer, okay? I was that dancer that got put in a two-piece and I'm like, oh yeah, you want to know which one's me? It's the one that looks like her costume's 3 sizes too small. That's me. The one who looks like an exploding can of Pillsbury. That's me. That was me as a kid. And there's so many subtle ways, but like, I don't know what's worse, the direct way or the subtle way. You guys let me know in the comments what's worse. No one chooses to have an eating disorder, by the way. This is something that I've seen people get yelled at for. I have heard the words come out of a dance teacher's mouth to a student of theirs that was going through anorexia. They said, "How can you be so selfish?" What? You think she chose this? You think she chose to feel this stressed out all the time about something as freaking human as eating? No, she didn't choose this. It happened because people kept telling her she wasn't good enough, and was never going to happen. It wasn't going to happen unless she looked a certain way. She didn't mean to go, okay, well, if I have to look a certain way, I'm just going to stop eating. No, these are little subtle things that happen over time, and they just get worse and worse and worse and worse until you hit a point where you need help. No one means to do this. So don't ever get mad at somebody for having an eating disorder. They're literally going through an illness. You can't get mad at them for that. You know? It's just something that happens. It happens because of infinite number of reasons. It just happens. The best thing that you can do is be supportive of them. That's it. You can't get mad at them for it. You know, anyone out there who struggled with an eating disorder, I bet people have gotten mad at you. I bet that they've called you selfish. I bet that they said, how can you do this to yourself? This isn't okay. And it's like, sure, I'll just stop. I'll just stop now. It's fine. It doesn't work that way. This is something so hard, and it's something that is so perpetuated by the dance industry, the gymnastics industry, the modeling industry, because everyone keeps telling us that we have to look a certain way. No, we don't. Some of the strongest dancers I know, some of the best dancers I know, don't fit that stereotype, and they are killing it in the business today. Be who you are. If there's a job that says you have to be a certain size or a certain size to be part of it, and you don't fit it, don't audition. Work for somebody else that doesn't have impossible standards. The Rockettes comes to mind, though, when you think about dance and having to look a certain way. That's a tough one, because literally their entire brand is built on, I want to say, 100 girls looking exactly the same. Exactly the same. So is there room for them to open that up and be more inclusive? I don't know, because their entire brand is basically their toy soldiers or their robots. Or I have a lot of respect for the Rockettes. If I say that they're robots, I don't mean that in a negative way. Obviously, I love robots, okay? I really love them. But I don't know that there's room for inclusion in a brand that's specifically built on 100 people looking like the exact same person and moving exactly the same way. It's precision, it's formation. I don't know that there's any room for that. But if you don't fit into that, don't audition. Don't kill yourself trying to fit into something that your body is not okay with. There are plenty of other opportunities to be a dancer. There are plenty of other opportunities like the Rockettes to be a dancer that don't require you to look a certain way. They have to be the same height, the same weight, the same everything. I wonder if there's any room for inclusion of gender in the Rockettes. That's an interesting question that I might do another random vlog and touch on that someday. I don't know. I'm interested. Very, very interested in that. But work for the companies that want strong dancers, strong gymnasts, strong models, ones that know how to pose. You can be the perfect look and not know how to walk or pose. You think you're going to get hired as a model? No. But what if you can walk and you can pose and you're phenomenal, but maybe you're a little curvy? Maybe you're Maybe you're just not the right shape. Oh, well, you can do plus size. Well, first of all, plus size is like a 10 right now, and that's just insulting. And second of all, maybe you want to do high fashion. Why is there no room for inclusion there at different sizes? Find an agency that'll work with you if that's your shape and size. People are beautiful at all sizes. People can dance at all sizes, all shapes, all colors, all everything. Whoever made this rule book is a jerk. And whoever is perpetuating that, like I said, I see it in the dance studio mostly, so that's my example. These dance teachers that are like, nope, you gotta shapen up, you gotta get skinny, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you're too fat, you're too this. They're really perpetuating the problem. It's a big problem, and it causes more damage than these teachers can even understand. Recently, I got certified in nutrition counseling, actually, because I want to be able to talk to dance students and any student, any person. I want to be able to talk to anyone about this, but I did it because I see dance students not knowing the right thing to do, and I want them to be able to come to me, especially if they've been dealing with an eating disorder, to be able to come to somebody that understands it, that gets it, and that won't say that it's their fault. I will never say that, ever. But I got this certifications that people could come to me and say, you know, people are telling me I need to look a certain way, I don't really know what to do, what should I eat, what should I do? And me sit down and say, we need to focus on you being healthy. If what you're doing right now is healthy, we got to stick with that and maybe look at something else. But you look fine the way you are. This is who you are. Let's make you healthier. And when you start glowing from being healthy, nobody's going to care about your size. And if they do, I have words for them that I can't say on this channel. And that's why I got the certification. It was really important to me to do that. I haven't advertised it yet. I pretty much got it right when COVID happened, and then everything shut down, and I'm like, well, I'm not really comfortable doing it over Zoom, so. But in conclusion, this paper, really, I just want the dance industry, the modeling industry, the sports and theater and gymnastics, I want them to focus on people being healthy. I want them to stop thinking that dancers, athletes, models, they all need to look a certain particular way. I want that to stop being so vocalized in dance studios, especially with young kids. Dude, young kids, they have not grown into their bodies yet. Can you please wait to judge them on their body until, like, they've come into what their body's actually going to look like when they're a professional, and then still don't? Like, wait that long and then still don't say anything. That would be perfect. You have no right to comment on anybody's weight for any reason whatsoever. Even if you think you're complimenting somebody, you don't know what they're going through. They mean well. I'm sure that they mean well, but don't is my best piece of advice. Just don't. And if you see friends in dance studios or gymnastics, or if you see friends that are being told that they need to look a certain way, there's nothing you can do about the person who told them that. I mean, you can go give them a piece of your mind if you have the guts to. I'm the worst at that. I don't like confrontation. Be there for them. You don't even need to say anything. If you hear somebody get told, like, man, you're looking a little thick, later, that's the moment to compliment them. Say, hey, wow, your jeans look really good on you. Or, like, don't compliment their size. Don't say, you look skinny. Don't say, oh, you look like this. Compliment something else. Like, wow, I really like the way your highlighter is doing, like, accenting your cheekbones. It compliments a place on them that might be part of that image issue, but it doesn't say, it looks skinny today. You complimented the way their highlighter was working on their cheekbones. By the way, I am wearing no makeup right now, so, like, I don't have highlighter on, so what you're seeing is a reflection from my ring light. Anyway, just in case you were like, wow, is Jen wearing highlighter? No, I'm not. I don't even know how to use it, but compliment, oh, wow, your jeans look really good on you today. Or, wow, I really like the way that shirt falls on your shoulders. Compliment something about them that may, like, let them see that part of them a little better, but don't say things like, oh, you're looking really skinny. Don't focus on the part, but compliment something that helps them see it better. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So I hope that this video was really helpful. I'm not gonna lie, this was a very difficult video for me to make, and it's gonna be really hard for me to actually post it. I'm probably gonna like do a soft premiere of it and get opinions, but if you stayed with me through the trigger warning, but you have dealt with these kind of things, please don't hesitate to talk to me. I may be real late to respond to your message because I have like 6 jobs, but I promise you I will get to you. Or you can comment here if you feel comfortable saying it publicly. If you don't, you can always DM me on Instagram. You can message me on Facebook. I am here for you, and I want to bet that there's more people in your life that are here for you than you know. The people that said the things to you that made you feel a certain way, their opinion is that. It's their opinion. There are other people who have the opinion that you're amazing. And there are other people that will look at your dance skill before they actually see your shape. Those are the people you want to work for. Absolutely. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this very long-winded and very serious video, I guess. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, feel free to subscribe. Most of the videos on this channel are a lot more fun and upbeat, but I felt like this was really important to do. And hit the thumbs up so it helps other people find this video. This is a very important video, and it would really help if other people that might be struggling with this can find it, or maybe dance teachers can find it and go, man, maybe I shouldn't say that. And not all dance teachers are like that. In fact, most dance teachers are not. Most dance teachers are nurturing, supportive, wonderful, would never do this. But I have worked with some that have done this. Whether they said it out loud or said it behind a closed door, I've definitely worked for people like that. I currently work for people that do not do that, which is wonderful. So absolutely wonderful. But like, if this content is important to you and you want more videos on this, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. And just in case nobody said it today, you are beautiful.